I'm using a new webcam right now. Just got announced and it's available now. It's the Streamyard 315 from AVerMedia. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's up, everybody? It's Mekel, Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, coming at you with another review and unboxing for another spectacular AVerMedia product. The last couple of weeks, if you've seen some of my streams and YouTube videos, you've been noticing I'm probably using a different webcam, and this is the one that I've been using. I've had to keep this under wraps for quite a while, and it is the little brother to the 513 camera that I reviewed last year. This one basically has everything that one has, except it utilizes 1080p 60 with a 95-degree viewing angle, and it is fully compatible with the cam engine that you used on the 513, so you can also use it on this. And I would actually say that this actually has some of the best, if not the best, quality out of a 1080p camera. So, you know, you have various options you can get on the market, from, you know, Razer's Kio to the Logitech C920. And they have been industry standards for quite a while. But I'm telling you, the game has been changed with this one right here, and you're seeing proof of that right now. So in this video, we're going to review the unboxing, setup, and more to show you why this is an amazing camera and why you, as a streamer, content creator, or business professional for your next meetings. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay, so this is the AVerMedia Professional Connections Full HD Cam. At the time of this recording, this has not come out, but by the time you see it, it should be launched. This should be coming out the day that it is launched. So this is a full HD camera. It has, let's look at the specifications of this. So built-in microphone, power indicator. It's got the signature AVerMedia mount, a 360 swivel, and rotation, which is such a godsend when it comes to, you know, webcams. And then you've also got the privacy shutter, which is another thing I like that AVerMedia does with their products, and the tripod mounting hole. So various languages for you here. That's what it looks like on the side, and let's go ahead and get on into it. All right, so we got our box cutter. We'll go ahead and just make a slit here. Just go ahead and get on into the box. Open it up here. Let's pull everything out. I know we're unboxing in a whole new area, and there's a reason for that, trust me. Let's see what we got here. It says, thank you for, I mean, even though I didn't purchase it, I would have anyway, but yeah, so thank you for purchasing AVerMedia 1080p 60 wide angle camera. Let's get you started. There's my cat over there. All right. Let's go ahead and get this box out of the way. Let's get a little zoom in here. Here we go. All right, so before we dive into the main event, let's see what all we got here. So we got the, I think it's just the cable. Is there anything else? Let me check. I don't think it's a manual, right? I think it's a manual. Yes. So there's a magnet here. Let's see. Okay, so live streamer cam 315, PW315 quick start guide. That's what we got here. You know, typical books and information stuff. Here you go, more information for you. So quick start guide, the camera, how it works, and the light. So this is the camera here. So this is the 1080p one, as you can see here. Let's go ahead and peel off that film. And you can see the privacy cam, which you can slide it like so. So full rotation, as you can see. And then this is one piece, so it's just permanently plugged in. So you can mount it and then rearrange it as you want. And then this has a USB 2.0 input. And so this can do 1080p 60. So this is very similar to its bigger brother, which is the live streamer cam. This is the live streamer cam 513. And this is his younger brother with a 95-degree angle. So they both are quite similar. Same functionality. This one's much, much heavier than this one, but then this one is 4K with various other capabilities built into it. This one does run a little bit hot, I will say that. It is, after some use, this does get a little bit warm to the touch. Not burning, but it's noticeably warm. It also has the privacy filter here, as you can see, and full swivel capability, and that. And then this has the slide in, which I prefer this method because it's more protective and less likely to be knocked out of the way, but you know, I get the idea behind it. But yeah, so these are the two cams, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll connect this and see how it is, the functionality of it, the quality. We'll do a mic test as well. And then we'll do a cross comparison with this, running this one at 1080p as well at 60 to this at 1080p 60, and see what the differences are between the two. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to do an audio test for the live streamer cam to let you know what it sounds like. This is audio coming directly from the microphones that is mounted on the camera. And it sounds good. It sounds better than most microphones you'll find on the market. It definitely sounds better than the Logitech C920 or the Razer Keo. Those are two alternatives that you can get on the market. It sounds right up there with the live streamer cam 513 that came out a couple months ago at the time of this recording, or in 2020, the end of 2020. It definitely also sounds better than the Logitech Brio, in my opinion. I think it's just because of how the microphones are situated and you know, the way they're picking up. It's not too terrible. If you have a curated room kind of like this, you know, it will minimally pick up background noises, but overall I don't think it's going to be picking up every single minute detail in the background. It will definitely pick up your voice and sound spectacular, but you know, in comparison to using something like, you know, an XLR mic or a USB mic, it's not going to top the quality. That will come from that. So do keep that in mind. But if you're having meetings, or if you're doing Skype calls, or, you know, go-to meetings or anything like that, that's going to require you to utilize a webcam, and, you know, you don't have a microphone on you, then this is going to be perfectly serviceable overall. So just like the live streamer cam 513, the live streamer cam 313 also is able to utilize the cam engine software, allowing you to make a variety of different changes to your camera. You can change up everything, as you can see here, from brightness, your contrast, the hue, saturation, sharpness. If you click on the advanced tab, you can change up your gamma, your white balance, which by default is already checked to auto, backlight compensator, your exposure, which is also set to auto, and then your anti-flicker, depending on what you want to set it to. By default, it will be at 60 hertz, or you can go to 50 hertz, or you can just turn it off altogether. Now, there is a preview pane that you can click on, which allows you to move around the image of the camera. So if you want it to focus on something else, like if I want you guys to focus on my Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet, or focus on my poster in the top left corner of the right above my head, or if I wanted you to focus on the Technisport chair, or the couch, or my keyboard, or my mixer, or really anything, I can literally just move it around, and the preview pane just drag and drop and go from there. Now if I were to close it, it allows me to go back to the main settings that we have here. Now there's a couple different areas we can go into, and the first area I want to talk about is the zoom capability. So there's a slider here, as you see. I can slide it all the way down if I want to zoom out, and then I can zoom in manually as I want if I want to be all the way up in your face. But we'll take it back to here since that's more comfortable. And then if I want to turn my camera, I can turn it to various degrees, both counterclockwise and clockwise. I can also do vertical mirroring.
I can also do horizontal mirroring if I want to switch it to make it seem like I'm looking at a different direction. And here I can take pictures, snapshots of whatever the camera is looking at the time. So there are additional features I can go into under video, filters, effects. So like under the video tab, I can change any of this. So say that I want to bring some contrast. Boom, there we go. And I'm looking like I'm coming straight out of a horror movie, like I'm coming straight out of like Silent Hill or The Grudge. I can turn that down. Say I want to turn my brightness up. That's too much brightness. I can take it down to something a little bit more natural and go from there. Kind of depends, really. The hue, I can change up the hue, so I can turn it all the way down. I can move it wherever I want to on the slider to make it look and feel how I want it to. Same thing with saturation. I can make it really wild and crazy right here, or I can, take it to another extreme, but not quite as bad of an extreme. Or I can take it back to the middle. Same thing with sharpness. So I can take it all the way down or take it all the way up, depending on how I feel. I can also click Restore Defaults, which one of the interesting things about the default settings of this camera is there is exceptionally high brightness and overexposure of the saturation, I've noticed. So I like to take the saturation down a bit, and then I like to lower my brightness because I feel like it's kind of like, the best way I describe it is kind of like how Samsung phones are supremely oversaturated in comparison to like other Android phones, like a Google Pixel, or compared to like an iPhone. So the camera here, it's just naturally oversaturated. And so you got to bring down that brightness and bring down that saturation, maybe raise, sharpness a peg, maybe, but then you can make it look too grainy. So maybe you want to keep it, towards the middle range. And same thing with the advanced settings. So if you take the gamma all the way up, it's too bright. All the way down, may not be what you want to. You can turn your backlight compensator all the way up or down. White balance, depending on how you want to deal with the balance in the room, or just let it decide on its own. Same thing with exposure. You can turn it all the way down where you can't see me, or I can slowly start bringing it up and it starts to look like an NES title. We're just going to set it back to default, lower that saturation, and lower that brightness, and we'll go from there. Now, if we go over to the filters tab, you can enable, if you click here, you can enable it, which allows you to, smooth out your skin tone, and then just smoothing overall. So as you can tell right here, it's a much more clear, sharper picture, especially if you're streaming and you're using this for streaming, then it's going to look pretty good. Like, you can also manually adjust this as you want, if you want to take it all the way down or if you want to take it all the way up for your skin tone. And same thing with smoothing, all the way off or all the way up, where it just puts that, just general gloss and shine on it. Or you can just turn it off. Going over to filters. So with filters, you can enable facial effects. Same thing with the 513. So if you want to do, black cat, piggy, rabbit, you want to put a bow on, it has to be able to have, you do need to have good lighting for this to perfectly work. You can do mouse ears. I can do an afro, bearded, mask, crown, demon. I just have to make sure I've got enough lighting in the room, and I'm also looking in the vicinity of the effect. And I can turn it off because these features I'm not going to personally use, but you might want to do that. And then there's AI framing, which if you turn that on, you can have it auto adjust, which is a cool effect if you're streaming, especially if you're someone like me who moves around. I can move over here, and then the camera is going to start fixating on where I am. So when you turn on the EPTZ, you also have to allow it to take some time to start studying you in a way, to adjust to moving around. So you can set it to auto adjust the frame to include everyone that's in the frame, or you can adjust it to be speech. So depending on how you want to do it, as you can see, like I'm moving and it's moving to keep up with me. Or if I'm over here, then it's going to try, hi, camera, over here. So it's going to try and keep up with me. Now, that's fully based on how you want that to be. I, by default, just, I leave it off. And then you can do custom ones too, like if you want it to be a certain style or do certain effects, and you can clearly customize this to be to your liking. And other than that, you have another tab you can click on, and basically it's the settings tab, which allows you to set up hotkeys and to change out the AI noise cancellation. You can either turn it on or you can turn it off, and then lets you see your software version and set various hotkeys. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Basically, I can use a live streamer cam 315 for usage with the cam engine software. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So what I wanted to do here was showcase each of the cameras that I'm currently using with my setup. I got 3 cameras in front of me and then one right above overhead, which is my room camera, and I want to showcase each and every one of them off. Now, starting in position of clockwise, top left corner, I guess we can go with that one. So top left corner, we have the AVerMedia live streamer cam 315. This is the one you're going to see. Now, it does look good. There's, I am coming off a little on the pale side. There's a bit of a gloss and whatnot, but this is, with me having fine-tuned the image to look good. So like if I'm, with the small window you're going to have for the stream setting, like if you're using this for streaming, it's fine. And also, if you're using this for recording YouTube videos, it's also fine. This camera can go 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second. So that's really a sweet spot there. Now going over to the top right, we've got the AVerMedia live streamer cam 513. Now this camera right here is able to do 4K at 30 frames per second, as well as 1440p and 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it's generally just an overall phenomenal camera. Now, as you can see here, there's a little bit of overexposure, and a lot of that has to do with the lighting that's in my room as well as my ring light. But with the settings that I have, I think this is a perfectly capable camera. Now, between this and the 315, I personally am leaning more towards the 315 because I do feel like it's creating a overall sharper image, which is interesting because that's the 1080p full HD 60 camera, and this is a 4K one. But for whatever reason, at 1080p, I gotta give the edge to the the live streamer cam 315. Now to the bottom right, I've got my GoPro cam. Now I just use this one to show what's in my room on my streams. As you can see, I've got my Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet and everything else that's in here. So this is just, I need to throw in another camera, and I was like, hey, why not? Why don't I use that one? And then the other camera that I'm using, which will be the bottom left corner of the screen that you're seeing, is the Logitech Brio. This webcam is able to go at 4K at 30 frames per second. Also has a capability of HDR, and you can do 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, compared to everything else, this one it's got that Samsung effect. It's very oversaturated. Even with me making adjustments to the camera quality, the camera, the brightness, hue, saturation, it still is a bit overglossed, and I'm not sure why that is. It's very strange that I can't, fine tune that to make it look cleaner and clearer. Like if you're looking at my face and my, general environment, it's very washed out. You're not seeing as much detail as you would with the other cameras, which is shocking. Even my GoPro gives way better camera quality than this. So yeah, I think, especially with this being a much older camera, it's been on the market about 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years at this point. I think that If you're going to go with a webcam, you're going to drop almost $200 or so, maybe a little over $200 for the Logitech Brio. And for 4K capability, I would go with the AVerMedia Livestreamer 513. Now, if you're not really concerned about 4K and you just want, to, save some pennies, but also get a very, very high quality camera, I would say go with the AVerMedia Livestreamer Cam 315. And honestly, it's the camera quality that I personally prefer myself. Now, you can use any of these cameras if you're going to do YouTube videos, as well as, conference calls for, Zoom meetings or Skype meetings, or, even Discord calls. But overall, I think I'm leaning towards the AVerMedia Livestreamer Cam 315. But like I said, 4K capability, go with the 513. That is a review for the AVerMedia Livestreamer Cam. Again, shout out to AVerMedia for sending this out to me and allowing me the opportunity to use this before release and get all this footage together so I can present this review to you. This is truly a remarkable webcam, and one that I think is something you should definitely be looking to invest in. If you want to pick this up, I'll have the link down below for you to get it. Why don't you let me know what you think? Is this a camera that you're looking at picking up? Is it something that piqued your interest? Are you looking at alternative cameras? Whatever your thoughts are, post the comments down below, or also take it to the Discord. We have a Discord community where it's various people from the gaming industry, tech industry, and more. So I hope to see you in the Discord. And other than that, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I stream every single week on twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova. So catch me over there. And with that being said, that's it. That's the video. That's the video for the Livestreamer Cam. I hope to see you on the next one. Deuces wild, too sweet, be the elite. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I really want to say mahalo and gracias for doing so. It is truly amazing that I have people that actually enjoy my content. I mean, you made it to the end of the video, so I assume you enjoyed it. If you didn't, hey, there's a dislike button you can always hit. I know, some people like to do that, but hey, whatever. I just am appreciative of the fact that you came through, you watched it, you got to this point. If you want to do me a solid, go ahead and hit the like button if you really liked it. And if you loved it, go ahead and sub for more content like this. If you want to support my work, we've got channel memberships, we got Patreon, and all that will pop up somewhere on the screen here and linked down below. Your support means a lot to me. If you know someone who would enjoy this type of content, go ahead and share it. That's what matters most. You guys watching it and sharing it with someone who might enjoy it, a friend, who knows. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Mahalo again, gracias, and fa'afatai. I will see you on the next one. Yeah, there's 3 different languages I spoke there. So Hawaiian, Spanish, and Samoan. So gives you a little detail as to what I'm mixed with. But with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe, and yeah, happy gaming, happy streaming. Have a good one.